The endless void is an alien space where islands float called nodules. Your players will think about where they want to go and they will sort of fly in that direction. Simple as that. To reach the final destination, the final nodule, they will have to go to 5 nodules first. There is a table. You can pick the 5 you want to do and then finish on number 8, which is the end game sort of one. Or you can put them on the first one, which they have to start on, give them an option of 2, and then from that one give them an option of another 2. As long as you get from 1 and finish at 8. You can do it how you want, so I'll shut up. But Crystal Dome is first, because they appear after touching the hairy weirdness. Poof! They're on a long walkway to a black domed building. There are some townsfolk inside. You can just make them up, but it doesn't matter who they are, does it? Now there are 5, what I take to be constructs in here. They're using the Shield Guardian stats. So I would probably go like mechanical mind flayers. That's where my mind went, and I just thought, oh, I've not heard of that, so robot mind flayers, why not? It's the Far Realm, it's meant to be weird. Now inside this black dome, the prisoners are actually glued practically to the dome itself with this sticky residue. It's a DC 12 athletics check to pull them off. The townsfolk can share any info you want to pass on, because I'm sure everyone's game is going to be a little bit different, but we know that some of the other townsfolk are being taken to a nodule with a statue on, if that helps them. Okay, I'm going to go in the order of the book. Empty bridge. There's a tower next to a bridge over water which is 30 feet deep. In the tower, on a desk, rests a wizard's head. Around the neck area on the table is an amulet of proof against detection and location. Next to the whole head, also on the desk, is a journal with info in. It will say that you'll know Ulvash's final nodule when you see tentacles writhing from it. There's mention of a swampy one that's essentially just fog, and I guess you can mention any of the others what I'm about to describe, just to whet their appetite for where they might want to go. In this room with the wizard's head is also a snow globe, 1500 gold pieces, not bad. The Mire of Doubt is the swampy one. Trees and moss cover this as they swim towards it. A stone pier juts out off the edge where they may land. Following a winding path, they can go to either end. A spirit naga, one called Valsix, one called Chaniz. In Area 1, there's a hollowed out corpse of a Mesoloth. It's propped up with its own trident and other sticks like some sort of weird marionette. Kind of a keep away from here totem. If you go towards the Leafy Dome, Area 2, Valsix is composing riddles here. And Valsix will delay the party, speaking loudly the riddle to them for them to solve, but there's no solution. It just contains a warning to its friend to come back him up. So as the players start to like, what's that mean? What's this puzzle? What's this riddle? The other Mesoloth arrives and there's a fight anyway. If they went to Area 3 instead, that's branch-topped. It's an enclosure with shrubs. Each shrub has an opalon worth 1,000 gold each, and there are several. Now Charinx loves illusions. She will offer an illusion challenge, but basically it's just so that she can send an alarm to the other one. She says, turn around and I'll create loads of snakes and you've got to find the odd one out. Essentially, just biding time so that the sound of loads of rattles alerts the other Mesoloth who comes through a dimension door. Either way, it's 2 people against the pie. The nematode is a massive brain parasite. Very, very docile because of its size. And going into the cave at one end, it's actually a mouth. So in this cave area at one end, when they walk in, they see some sort of flappy tent thing. And when you've got your players inside, the mouth or cave entrance closes and they realise they're inside something and it has teeth to lock them in. The only way out is, well, not necessarily, because your players might go, oh, I just do this, I misty step through the mouth. But hopefully you'll have some of them trapped in and they have to go out through the tent throat, epiglottis kind of thing, and 2 intellect snares come out. In the tunnel area there's a circular passageway which pushes up against a sort of stomach membrane. If they pierce that, it's essentially a 12d10 acid trap. DC 18 conserve. You could have this eject them, or you could go further down to Area 4 where the guts and stomach acid are. 6d10 if you stand in the stomach acid, 18d10 if you submerge. Either way, the exit is to get vomited out. Occluding miasma is the fog cloud, but there is something at its centre. At the very middle is essentially the tongue of a statue that also doubles as a lever to open the base of a statue where the prisoners now are, if you follow. 3 invisible stalkers dwell in this fog, protecting the tongue lever, and the fog itself acts like the cloud kill spell. But to rescue the other prisoners, they need to go in the cloud kill spell area, get the tongue, and get out, and take it to a statue further on, or in a different order, however you're doing it. So the toppled statue nodule is missing its tongue. It's trapped people inside its base, and then they've kind of broken the tongue off and twisted the metal, so toppled the statue so that you can easily open and let the prisoners out of the base. So play it as you see. They could just replace the tongue lever, or you could have any other description of how they get the prisoners out, allowing the prisoners to give some info. They overhear that the mind flayers are going to do a ritual to create a new elder brain. That's what's going on. And they're hiding the tongue from this prison in a poison cloud in case they come here first and need to talk through the walls, explain how to get people out. The wailing battlefield, smoke blows across this battlefield endlessly, round in a circle, past a broken pyramid and a charred windmill. The noise of screaming pain carries on the wind air. A Nikoloth called Nelik is in charge. 2 pairs of Mesoloths patrol the area. Area 1 is a pyramid. 3 Mesoloths charcoal paint an Umber Hulk, and there are 3 more Umber Hulk prisoners manacled. Now the charcoaled Umber Hulk is being disguised to look like the corpse of that Mesoloth we saw on the jetty. The squadron has done an attack on another nodule against the boss's wishes, and they're trying to cover their tracks after they'd lost a guy. Nelik the leader is inside with a great axe called Flayer Slayer. There's also a horn inside to call one of those patrolling duos to come assist. Nelik will parley, will have a conversation. So fight or deal or something. Essentially, it suggests, it's only a suggestion, 5 nodules and then you get to the last area. Ilvash's Anima. We are close to the end. Before we go any further, I don't normally do this, do I? But thank you for watching. Thank you for coming on this journey. I hope it's helped you. I hope it continues to help people. Thanks for watching, that's all I'm saying. Right, back to it. Ilvash's Anima. These arched tentacles they've heard of sway around this island. Coming into land, they will probably see a misty pit of some kind in the centre, but they land in Area 1. Stairs down onto the island are surrounded by chains with purple glowing orbs. So the 3 ritual mind flayers are here. There's a bit of a table working out where they're positioned. Are they all in a group, which would be harder to fight, or are they slightly separated? I really wouldn't bother with that. Put them where you want. However, the mind flayers will attempt to get the shards from the players amicably. Say, look, join us, become a part of the Empire of the Mind, New Order. Given half a chance though, the mind flayers telepathically call each other to come and kill the players. Area 2, 3 metal tubes drip with purple ichor that we've seen before in that far realm. These are like vending machines of brains for sustenance while this ritual goes on. Up on a shelf there's a potion of supreme healing which might help. In Area 3 there are stone slabs in a line, like beds, opposite an altar with a statue of a brain but has 5 diamonds in it, all worth 5,000 gold a piece. There are stone tablets here describing the ritual about to take place. Among the writings, DC 16, Arcana or Investigation, they will read that any damage to the obelisk will actually backlash, feedback, pain mentally to the mind flayers doing the ritual. It's the Death Star weakness story thread. The obelisk has AC 17. If a player has a crystal, a part of the shards they've collected along the way, the regular damage dealt to the obelisk will be doubled. It only affects one mind flayer at a time, until they're all dead. So all that damage goes to him, dead. All the damage goes to number 2, dead. All the damage goes to number 3, dead. Damage via the obelisk. Regular damage straight to the Mind Flayer, of course, adds up to. So you can describe the obelisk having bits missing if your players have some shards themselves. But either way, they need to kill the Mind Flayers, stop the ritual, and then wonder where to go. Well, back the way you came. You need to get back to the crystal one that you started on. Maybe going via nodules you haven't been on yet, because they're like all orbiting around in a weird formation. That's the idea. So you're swimming back, you stand on that portal, you're underwater again, but it's not really water, floating upwards towards the bright white light of Area 22. And before you can get out of the pool, covering the exit is the refraction of Ilvash, who is blocking the way. Razor-sharp claws dangle off the tentacles. Now, you should have prisoners with you. It sort of says that Ilvash kind of swipes at the prisoners, maybe on the first go or whatever.
You have stampeded through my realm like surgeons operating with a hatchet. Your intrusion ends now.
So protect the prisoners, attack Ilvash, and then on the third round, the purple goddamn worm comes back. Be very slight with that. It might swim off, whatever. Kill Ilvash, and the briny maze starts to shudder. All the monsters there flee it. So racing through the briny maze to get to Area 1, the open portal is sort of slowly seizing up. They need to get through it. Then you're in Elithinock again, and you've got to travel all the way to Gibbet's Crossing, but it's a montage. They get back to Phandelver, and all the curses, if you will, have lifted. All the mutations gone. Peace is restored for now. Then it's the case of your ending is your ending in a lot of ways, because did the purple worm TPK the whole thing? It'll be completely your call, but they've saved the day. Wrap up what loose ends you feel the players might have. Outright ask them, say, is there anything you want to know before we wrap up? Oh yeah, what happened to so-and-so? Ah, well, okay. Let them feel satisfied. And you and I are both done here. Unless, of course, you stay around for stats. The Shield Guardian's AC is 17, 220-ish full health, if I've done that right. Has immunities against conditions. I would rule out the binding to an amulet on this one. I'd say they're just free-roaming monsters that regain 10 hit points still at the start of the turns. Basically, you've got 2 fist attacks, and I would leave it at that. +7 to hit, 2d6 +4 bludgeoning. There's really not much point to them other than flavour. Now, the Aboleth, I failed to mention until now. Still counts. AC 17, 216 health-ish. They won't want to hang around and fight this bad boy. If you touch the Aboleth, you've got to make a DC 14 con save, or you're diseased. That has not much of a bearing, really, in this part of the campaign. In the Far Realm kind of changes things, although it is a Far Realm beast, isn't it? 3 tentacle attacks is essentially all you need to boil it down to. +9 to hit. 2d6 bludgeoning, then a con save of 14, again, diseased. The disease in question is this creature's skin becomes translucent and slimy, and you can't regain hit points unless you're underwater. That player would also take d12 damage of acid every 10 minutes, unless water or liquids were applied to the body. Tail attack also +9, 3d6 +5 damage. Reach of 10 feet, or both of them, tentacles and tail. They can also mind control, but we're not trying to do that in this part. You know, we're going on to the final boss. We don't need other large bosses, but, you know, you do you. Aboleths look cool, but, you know, we're all eager to get to the final boss, kill it and go on. The Water Elemental, AC 14, 168 health. Again, just a massive thing. That should be a little fight if they want, but they should just swim off the island. AC 14. If it takes cold damage, it freezes up. It makes 2 slam attacks, +7, 2d8 +4 bludgeoning. It can essentially wrap you up in like a grapple. DC 15 strength saving throw, or take 2d4 +8 bludgeoning. Escape DC is 14. If you can't get out the grapple, it's another 2d8 +4 bludgeoning. And as I say, it's just an annoyance. Amulet of Proof against detection and location. While wearing the amulet, you are hidden from divination magic. You can't be targeted by such magic or perceived through magical scrying sensors. It's a weird item to put in, I think, at this late stage. In my game, I'd probably not even have it in at all. The Spirit Naga, 130 health, 40 foot slithery speed, working back, dominate monster, Lightning Bolt, hold person. Very much a controlling enemy. Because there's two, one holds them in place, the other can attack, I guess. It's a +7 bite, 1d6 piercing, +4. And if you fail the DC 13 con save, you've got 7d8 poison damage. Cone of Cold is a 60-foot cone. Make a constitution saving throw. A creature takes 8d8 cold damage. The intellect snares are small aberrations. Still an average of 99 health though, and they fly at 45 feet. These are like those Quidditch balls. The golden snitch, that's it. Any creature within 30 feet makes a DC 17 wisdom save or you're incapacitated. Woo! With those tentacles, it's +9, 2 tentacle attacks, 1d8 +6 force damage both times, and grappled in the tentacles. As a bonus action, while it's grappling you, DC 17 intelligence save or 66 psychic damage. They're fast and whippy, they tentacle you, grab you, read your mind, hurt you. Invisible Stalker, I have never seen this page in the Monster Manual and remembered it. AC 14, 160 health, obviously invisible, 2 slam attacks, +6, 2d6, +3 bludgeoning. Just a little punchy dude. Mesoloth is AC 18, 110 health, speed's quite nippy 40. Cast Cloud Kill, 2 trident attacks being +7, range or melee, notice that. 1d6 +4 piercing, or, a little bit more if it's two-handed. Claws will rake at you, +7, 2d4 +4 damage. I hate rolling 2d4s, so I just do the average 9. And can teleport about the place to make things awkward. Umber Hulk, AC 18, 143 health, I think. It can burrow. You're kind of rescuing these things potentially, aren't you, in this bit of the campaign? But they probably would still attack. Possibly. Anyway, they could do a confusing gaze, or maybe these are meant to gang up on the Mesoloths. That makes more sense if you're rescuing them. Does a confusing gaze, DC 15 charisma save. Ooh, unless the Hulk is incapacitated. Now, some of them are manacled, aren't they? On a failed save, you can't take reactions. Oh, and you roll a d8 to determine what happens. The creature does nothing, the creature takes no action, but uses all its movement to move in a direction. It makes an attack against a random creature. Claws +8, 1d8 +5 slashing. +8 mandibles, 2d8 +5 slashing. Pretty straightforward hack and slash. The Nikoloth, AC 18, 182 damage, flies at 60 feet and walks at 40 feet. Fast, dude. Telepathy. Cast mirror image and invisibility, that's cool. Okay, 2 melee attacks and teleports before or after the attack. Ooh. So it can make the straight 2 +9 attacks. 2d6 +5 slashing. Succeed on a DC 16 con save or take an extra bit of slashing damage at the start of every turn because it's an unhealing wound. Or it can come in and slash and then just teleport away, no opportunity attacks. Next turn, just suddenly appears behind you, slashes you, and it stays there. But that's cool. It's got an axe, +9, 2d12 +5. Flayer Slayer Great Axe. It's a +1 bonus to attack and damage. An aberration hit with this Great Axe takes an extra 1d12 slashing, and it can help make aberrations release people from grapple. Mind Flayer Clairvoyant, AC 15, 240 health, can fly 60 feet at a time. Telepathy, can succeed on saves 3 times a day automatically. 2 tentacle attacks, +9 to hit, 3d10 +5 psychic damage, can cause a grapple and can end up incapacitated. Extract the brain, +9, 10d10 piercing, can eat your brain. Psionics, plane shift, clairvoyance, unleash void, opens up a rift into the far realm, what's already in the far realm. Basically it can make tentacles lash out at you out of nowhere. DC 17 intelligence saving throw. On a failed save, 48 cold damage and 48 psychic damage and stunned. Reaction. Its AC goes up by 4, just like shield, but a bit less. Mind Flayer Prophet, AC 17, 150 health. Telepathy again. Advantage on initiative rolls. +8 tentacle attack, 2d10 +5 psychic and grappled. There's a lot of grappling going on with them tentacles. Extract brain, yeah, mind whip, levitate, dominate monster. Oh, right then. Refraction of Ilvash. AC 11. It's big and easy to hit. 315 health. Saving throws, intelligence plus 11, wisdom plus 10. Immune to poison. Can't be grappled, paralysed, restrained. Telepathy up to 100 miles. Creature sense, the refraction is aware of creatures within 100 miles that have an intelligence score of 4+. So there's no getting it surprise on it. Oh, is this what the amulet's about? Did I miss that bit? I'll skim over it. It doesn't make this fight any more interesting. Not when everyone else will be sensed other than one guy. I'll go. The refraction can move through other creatures and objects as if they were difficult terrain. Has 5 legendary resistances. It will auto save 5 failed saves if you roll bad. It also has advantage on those saves against magic. 2 dissonant claws. Plus 11, 10-foot reach or 120-foot range. 3d12 plus 6 psychic damage. It will break concentration on a spell automatically. Mind Blast. 60 feet, DC 19 intelligence save or 5d10 plus 6 psychic and you're stunned. Spell save DC 19. Cast Feeble Mind once a day on anyone. It can teleport and it has 3 legendary actions. So Mindbreaker costs 1 action. The refraction targets a creature within 120 feet of itself and disrupts its mental process, causing the target to have disadvantage on all things. And then in between goes you can spend the other 2 on a free Dissonant Claw attack, which, you know, plus 11, 25 average. And you hit it until it's dead. And then as a backup, in case it's a bit of a slogfest, you've got the purple worm you can bring back. You can make it like we did before, 2 rounds and then sodding off for a bit, or I guess you can go full purple worm. I wouldn't let the worm steal the limelight from Ilvash, but it's a good backup end boss. It's plan B. Let's say. At 390 health, it's a bit overkill, and it's gargantuan. But plus 9 bite, 3d8 plus 9 piercing. Dex save of 19 or you're swallowed, taking 66 acid damage in the stomach. The tail stinger is plus 9, 3d6 plus 9 piercing. Con save of 19 or 12d6 poison damage. I mean, it's an unnecessary game ender, so use it very fleetingly. Look, you're a DM. You do what you want. Wow! We did it! Another module done. And now, it's time to prep for Vecna Eve of Ruin. See you later.